Today to talk about the mitochondrial ribosome. And first we're going to start out with the general overview. So the ribosome in the mitochondria is structured right on the cristae. And here, as you can see, the mitochondrial folds are where the cristae are. Now, these ribosomes are dispersed throughout the cristae, and these have evolved this way because after the endosymbiotic event, these ribosomes were evolved to synthesize only the mitochondrial proteins, and whereas all the other unnecessary proteins were sent to the nuclear DNA to be synthesized by nuclear ribosomes. Now, the structure of the mitochondrial ribosome is a little different from your traditional eukaryotic and prokaryotic ribosomes. The subgroup units are a little different. The small subunit is 28S, the large subunit is 39S. And now I'll turn it over to John to talk about the general structure.
So as we move to a few of the differences between bacterial ribosomes and mitoribosomes, we have there's a large subunit and a small subunit in both, but in mitochondrial ribosomes, these help to facilitate the many conformational changes that go on for the mitoribosome. And then the location of this is, like, a few examples of these are bridges MB1A and MB1B. These are different from bacterial ribosomes, and that they along this axis of mitochondrial small subunit ribosome, and they help facilitate those conformational changes, allowing for the translation of RNA, mRNA. So moving on, there's also the GTP ACE, the GTP binding proteins, and one that I used for example was MS29. And the purpose of this is also to help influence subunit orientation. Basically, this works in tandem with mitochondrial large subunit and the small subunit through MB1A and MB1B. It's at the interface of the mitochondrial small subunit, so it's right close to those intersubunit bridges. And this GTP binding protein has a binding and catalytic site that basically has a greater affinity for the hydrogen and the guanosine group. So it recognizes that when GTP is bound, it can help facilitate that translation. And then I think that's it for that. Moving on to the medical aspect of it. Kushil's going to talk about that.